and welcome to MotoGP practice here at Silverstone for the British round of the season here for MotoGP, and it'll be a kind of a different type of practice session since I won't be able to actually throw to anyone but Dad here, Ian Birch, and he is here, Joshua just leaves, trying to assist in the organisation of this, and I cannot see anything. It's 58 minutes left of the practice session. They're just all heading out, so we've kind of skipped the part that's kind of them just all heading out of the pit lane, which honestly that's the more boring part. And hello Dad.
Hiya. Watching Aero at the moment, you know, he's the first and him and Zarco are on track at the moment. Have we got a track guide?
A track guide? I do, yes.
Yeah.
Right now.
And what about you know, saying where they are on the track? Oh look, they're all out.
Yeah, they are all currently out of the pit lane. Practice session for those who are just new to MotoGP is designed to help figure out who will be going into qualifying 2 first, and who will be going into qualifying 1. The top 10 of this session will go straight through to qualifying 2. Right, everyone is currently out on track, but no times have been set at the moment.
What we want to know this for the British Grand Prix is, will the Marquez brothers get any more double podiums?
I think it's entirely possible that they will get some double podiums here, right? Whether it's in the sprint race or whether it's in as this headset is quite temperamental, whether it's in the sprint race or in the main race, I'm not sure whether they will.
Quartararo won last time out, didn't he? And he's a home Grand Prix. We haven't actually got anybody in the British Grand Prix.
No, Quartararo didn't win last time out. That was Zarco.
Oh, Zarco, that was it. It was Zarco, yeah.
Zarco.
I knew it was a blue bike.
For the first time, I believe, in 71 years.
That's right, yeah, because we made a thing of it, didn't we?
Yeah, and you could tell how pleased his parents was. Times are finally coming out for everyone. First ones are being made. Zarco, coincidentally, is top of the board with a 159.772.
The thing about Zarco's parents is that his mother hardly ever comes to the track.
So
and the
really
one
nice
time that she did,
he won.
He won, yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a special moment, I think, especially.
Yeah, his dad was in tears, she was in tears.
Yeah.
And half the pit crew were in tears, and half the commentators were in tears.
They really were. And it was.
It's
so
emotional when you.
watch.
I mean, when you got the likes of the Marquez's, you know, Marc Marquez has won tons and tons of races, you know. But Zarco, it's different, isn't it?
It is.
It's special. It reminds me when Carl won his race.
Okay. Apparently the echo's just for me.
You've got an echo.
Yeah.
Hello. Just to quickly say as well, watch out in this session, because one of the things that the riders were complaining about this morning was the wobbling they get from the crosswind down at Maggots and Beckett's. So we should see a couple of fullers there.
Which turn is that again?
Oh, here, Maggots and Beckett's, the switchback after cops.
What turn number? What turn number is it, Dad?
I don't know, maybe look at my shirt, which has got the track map on. Beckett's, Maggots, Chapel.
I still need a number.
Oh, great, here you go.
We haven't got
9.
a track.
9 and 10.
We haven't got a track map with all the positions on.
Because unfortunately for MotoGP that does not exist, which I think is a market they should explore. I mean, World Superbikes can do it. Surely you can. Right, and Zarco is still top of the leaderboard, though Bezzecchi is on track to.
We've got one down, and it looks
out.
Is that Zarco?
No, I believe.
Oh, it's Jack Miller.
Oh, of course it's Jack Miller. yellow flag sector 4, just as bsky makes his top time of a 1:59.197. A lot of people's times may be ruined then. Though, I was saying earlier, Jack Miller always crashes at least once during a weekend, and for some reason, it just seems like his cursed time at the moment. Though, he's crashed down at... Do we know exactly what turn he's crashed at? Can he get the bike going? Well, here's a replay of the crash happening, and just goes into the turn. And does it just drop on him? Yeah, it looks like his front just drops on him. It's not even a rear tyre that's the problem. I wonder if that's a crosser. Turn 17 that was. As
Joshua said, I used to have a Silverstone t-shirt with all the names of the corners on. Yeah. You know,
I don't know where that is.
I know where it is.
We're both wearing blue.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
Your point being, we're supporting Zarco and Quartararo and
every
Jack
blue
Miller
rider.
And isn't it Mir, the other one on the blue?
There was also Iagura and
Olivetti.
Ralph Hernandez, because they're a part of Trackhouse, and that's most matching the colour that we're wearing. I would say 52 minutes left of the session. 8 minutes in, not even 8 minutes to be honest, and we already have had a crash from Jack Miller.
Yeah, but can he get that bike going again, or can he get back to the pits and get a second bike?
Has he got it going? It looks like he might have. No, I don't believe he has. Though also,
bsky is just on a 1:58.349, taking 8/10 off the time. So we are getting faster. There he is, back at Jack Miller, back at the pits. Needing more new leathers for the next session.
The amount of leathers he must go through is absolutely insane. Though, as I just noticed, Iagura has not seemed to have made his way out onto the track yet. Speaking of, here's a replay. For some reason, it's not showing Iagura part of.
Iagura is. I was going to say that he hurt his leg this morning, so he is limping a bit.
Yeah, I noticed he was limping, but I thought that was just because of the airbag being deployed, but maybe he landed quite strangely on that turn to crash, though he is not currently a part of the session, and Quartararo goes up into third with a 1:59.178.
Marquez.
Yeah, it's Alex.
Oh, I know that's Alex.
He's got it written on him.
Wasn't that Marquez in the pits and talking to his pit crew?
Yeah.
Deciding what strategy they were going to do.
Basically, how best can I beat my brother at racing? Well,
he's not done it often, has he?
Well, he does it
but he's having a great season. So, you know, I've always thought that Alex is actually a really good rider, but he's not a superstar.
I mean, give him a chance.
Which is a shame. He's never really got the instincts of his brother, has he? But he's come along so much this season that I think he's getting to the next level. You know, he won't be. I don't think he'll ever be a superstar, but he's more than capable of winning any of the races, isn't he?
He might be. I mean, he's already won one. I mean, I think it depends on the right type of bike for each of the riders. I mean, I think he does have potential to be it.
Don't you feel that there's a number of things? There's talent. Has he got the talent? Yes. There is temperament. Well. Yes.
He does have that. I mean, he's raced against his brother his entire life.
Yeah. So. Right. Has he got the will, the mind? You know what I mean?
Oh, and that's going off there for, I believe that is that Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Mark Marquez going off in sector 1. Is that turn 2?
if you need to win over and over again, you've got to have a mindset, haven't you? And I don't. That's where I think he lacks it, because I don't think he believes he can beat his brother every time, which is what he needs to think.
Replay of the crash. He just drops the front.
He lost the front.
That's at turn 3, and he's managed to get it going again, it seems. But let's take an onboard look of the crash for Mark, and going round turn 3 and just immediately drops it on entry.
It's not a bad day at Silverstone for Silverstone weather. It's windy, and the temperatures of the track is still quite cool.
Yeah, so the tyres have not been up to par as what they should be.
So the grip isn't as good as it could be if we had a really sunny day. Then Silverstone comes alive, doesn't it? Whether it's Formula 1 or MotoGP or even British touring cars.
Yeah, Silverstone is a tricky one. Bezzecchi is currently top of the time board. I just mentioned that, with Rins in second, then Mark being in third. But Mark having just crashed. I mean, I think that's what's happening.
The tyres aren't getting up to temperature. Now we've had someone drop it on the left side. Someone drop it on the right side. So it's, it's the tyre as a whole, isn't it? I mean, with isometric tyres.
The tyres can't seem to combat with conditions at the moment. So
do we know what tyres these have anybody got the tyres which have got different temperatures needed to get grip?
I don't have the temperatures, but I know which tyres they are all on. I mean, Marc Marquez is currently on a medium front, medium rear. I think they all. I think in MotoGP they all use those type of tyres. Jack Miller is also on a medium front, medium rear. So both the ones who've dropped it in this session
have you noticed
been on that.
Have you noticed that if you've got a track where there's so many left-hand...
Yellow flag, out on track, sector 2, sorry to interrupt. Who is that?
A yellow flag at sector 2.
Sector 2, that is Fabio Quartararo.
Morbidelli.
No, why has Quartararo stopped, Ben?
I don't know.
A double one?
But it's
Morbidelli apparently is the one who has crashed, which is strange. It must be a transponder issue then for Quartararo, because he is stopped out there in sector 2.
It's not the first time we've had a problem with the transponder on Quartararo's bike. He couldn't even get the radio the other race.
Yeah, Quartararo's bike is quite temperamental, even with the ride.
Not the radio. It's not a radio, is it? It's a display.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't show up for him, would it? But that is sector 2 crashing for Morbidelli, apparently, who is on
Marquez
medium front, medium rear yet again, and that's Vinales going up into 6th position.
Alex Marquez up into 3rd.
He's surpassed his brother, and I wonder why it showed that Quartararo had crashed rather than Morbidelli, because Morbidelli's were still moving. I'm guessing they must have been in the area. And
there's Franco Morbidelli, the replay. He's, again, a left-hand turn, and he's dropped it.
It was the front, yet again, that dropped.
Yeah, that's the...
Airbags went off as well.
I don't know. That was a right-hand turn. That Marquez was a right-hand turn, hence the damage to the bike on the right-hand side. The other two were left-hand. Zarco and Morbidelli were left-hand turns.
So basically, you're not safe.
So it's
either way.
No, you usually get a predominance of one or the other, don't you? Either they're going down on the left-hand side or they're going down on the right-hand corners.
What's turn 2?
I don't know. Hang on, I'm going in my head.
No.
I think it's a left.
So that's predominant left hand.
Because you go up, right, and then into a little. It's left, I think. That is why we need a map.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is a left.
Yeah, this is why we need a map.
I'm trying to do it in my mind from earlier on today when I saw I got a crash.
Which is one that I did.
I think it is a left. So that means it's a left-hand dominance for the crashing that keeps happening, and Marquez is the only
right-hand
dominant.
Yeah.
So he just dropped it. But I've noticed that in this session it seems to be medium.
Yeah, but
front and
where
rears
Mark
that
dropped
having
it,
a
isn't
problem.
it a left then or a sharp right?
I think. 'Cause he dropped it.
Yeah.
10-6?
I don't know.
Because
Please forgive me. I've been dropped into this last minute.
he hasn't seen the things yet. So I'm just going to quickly take you through the times currently, given that has not been done yet, and we're almost 20 minutes into the session. Right.
I've been dealing with the four-wheel drive all day.
Bsky is. Oh, before I do that, replay of Marc Marquez. Oh yeah, you're right. That is turn 3 crash, and yeah, right. Before that, it was predominantly
A left-hander and then a right.
Yeah, quite quick turn. So maybe he was already losing it going into that corner. So I still say that's kind of here and over there with the sides crashing. He's ruined the grass though. Absolutely ruined it.
I think it's had a bit of damage over the years, quite a few times.
I don't know how this grass grows. I mean, it must have so much damage to it every single year. I mean, right there, it's absolutely
water falls from the sky, sun shines on it.
I know how grass grows, but I meant it's so damaged. I'm surprised it actually does.
Yeah, but you can repair it, can't you? You can.
But it takes.
You can you got. How many weeks between each things? It's not often that Silverstone's in use every weekend, is it? There are some times when you get a classic meeting followed by something else, but
I'd say between the MotoGP and
there's usually enough time to returf something. But even I don't think that works that well, returfing, especially when you get the British touring cars. When they flip.
Oh.
Do you remember when in the British touring cars when he flipped at Brands Hatch and tore everything up?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that was a big job to reseed that. Why are we talking about grass?
I don't know. I have something to say about this. Right, Marc Marquez's car has been. I mean, not car, bike.
Ask you a question because I've seen some pictures. Right. What is the present colour of most football pitches?
Green?
No, sandy. Because all the grass had been torn up on loads of the football pitches. Ours, Sheffield Wednesdays.
I don't really watch it.
Sheffield United. You know, most of the teams have dug their grass up, haven't they, to reseed it. So, 40 minutes left on this session.
Yeah,
and Bsky is still got the fastest lap at a 1:58.349. Alex Rins isn't doing bad, is he, today?
No,
second place.
No,
Marquez Jr. is in third, followed by his brother, but he's had an off. Lost his front end on a left and a right. Quartararo is fifth. Megan, who's sixth?
I need to go through something else before we go through the timing screens, because I saw something 3 minutes ago.
Well, you don't even have to say. I interrupt.
You're talking about grass.
I interrupt you, but you just tell me to shut up.
That's not how commentating works.
This is a practice session. The art of commentating on practice sessions, right, is to talk about anything.
I have something to say, and the person who I have something to say about is now out on the track.
Who?
Mark.
Mark, yeah, of course he was. He's back out.
Yeah, but he wasn't
They haven't repaired the fender, the side thing.
Right, so Marc Marquez has having work done before he's now out on the track. a few minutes ago, he was having work done on his bike, and they were putting up the screens, which leads me to believe that maybe they were looking at the engine. Seems to have done it quite quickly, though Bagnaia does his personal best lap, staying in 7th though. And now I'm going to go through the timings of everything.
Can I just say that when you can't repair some things, these bikes have got so many little aero devices now on the front ends and things like that, that, you know, any little drop into the gravel can actually cause you to not actually finish in the top 10, which is important because this is practice 1, not free practice.
Yeah, with practice 1, personally I think it's too long. Stars. And yeah, it can take quite a while, but there's quite a substantial gap between the morning and...
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you've just said that Mark's... they were doing work on Mark's bike, but it wasn't actually on any of the aero stuff. They were just taping that up. The sides of and that, all they can do there is tape it up. They can't replace it at this time.
Well, it's during a session.
And if you lose one of these like wings, right, of which the Ducatis have got quite a few little ring. I mean, I remember Mark losing one recently, and it affected his aero.
Which one was that? Was that a few races ago when he smashed his windscreen? Yeah,
he did, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and then his brother did it last race as well.
Yeah, what is it about the thing about the windscreens is they should smash. Right?
I've never seen anyone else do that apart from them two.
They should smash, right? Because because if you strengthened it, right, they need to be. I know TNT had this conversation recently, but I feel they should smash because of the fact that you don't want someone. They lay down on these bikes with their throat there, and you know when they're coming off, you don't want to. You want something that shatters. Rather than if you strengthen them, you could get a sharp thing, and that's what Gavin Emmett was on about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You don't want a shard of the windscreen.
Well, that's exactly
hitting someone in the throat.
Well, that's exactly what nearly happened to Mark. I mean, he crashed right
That's
after.
why they. Yeah, that's it. That was why him and Neil Hodgson and Sylvia.
I think they should be strong enough to withstand.
Yeah, but what I mean is
crashes.
They should shatter into pieces, right?
But not into large bits.
They're an aero device, and you know they're not there for anything other than to allow you to see through. They're not, and for the air to travel up and over your helmet. It's part of the.
Oh, what's that going on there, Jack Miller?
It's not the same as a road bike, is it?
True, it's not. So, not like World Superbike. So Jack Miller's just looking behind him quite consistently there. So I'm guessing there must be something on track. I wonder whether any debris has got onto it. Though I'm going to go through the standings now because it's almost halfway through and we have not done that so far.
I think Joan Mere's doing well. He's currently number 10.
That moment's checking things out.
Everything's okay. I wish I had TNT though.
Well, just to give you an update of what's happening in the Formula 1 at the moment, Oscar Piastri slammed it into the wall at Sandoval. He's okay though, just did a perfect nose. Isaac Hadjar knocked off his rear left tyre at the New Road chicane, but he's got away with it. So far 2 red flags, and everyone's getting away with them.
So Piastri is currently in the cafe at Sandoval.
What?
Piastri managed to crash outside the cafe.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
next to the nightclub.
Maybe he just wanted to drink.
Well,
Different
you
way
know,
of parking up.
nice. It's nice and sunny in Monaco, I'll tell you.
I mean, it's nice and sunny here, but... Right, I'm going to go through the standings, finally. It's halfway through the practice session almost, and I still haven't been able to go through the standings. Right, so, looks like they haven't changed that much, to be honest, in the past 20 minutes. Oh, and I feel like Josh is going to take... No. Oh.
Are they?
Good.
Thank you, everyone. Megan is now going to go through the top 10, which...
Yes. Top 10? I was going to go through the entire 23.
Well, you can, but you can do what you want.
Well, 22 technically, given that I agree.
I've never known you not do what you want.
True. Right, so with the exclusion of Iagura, because obviously still recovering, whether it's a bike that's still recovering or him, I have no idea. Though it's still recovering from the crash in free practice 1 earlier on today, quite a few hours ago now, I'd say about 5 hours ago. Right, so Bezzecchi is currently top of the session with a 1:58.349. Do this quickly before they change up the timings. Rins is second, Miller is third, jeez. Alex Marquez is fourth, fifth is Acosta, Aldeguer is sixth, seventh is Marc Marquez, Quartararo is eighth, D'Antonio is ninth, Agnaia is 10th, Mia is 11th, Vinales is 12th, Zarco is in 13th, Morbidelli is in 14th, Marini is in 15th, Bastianini is in 16th, Brad Binder is in 17th, Ralph Fernandez is in 18th, 19th is Oliveira, Salvadori is 20th, Aleix Espargaro is 21st, and Chantra is in 22nd. And I saw something change up round the top of the thing. I'm guessing that was Quartararo going into 6th. Nothing.
I turned the mic off. You told me to shut up, so I did.
I didn't tell you to shut up.
Did you? Oh.
No. I just said I was going through the top 23.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I fell asleep.
31 minutes left of the session, and surprisingly, we haven't had a stoppage bit yet.
Acosta's doing well again this week. He's had a few injuries. Didn't he fall off his bike at his training track
I think.
and hurt himself before the last race?
I think.
Here's Marc Marquez, the replay of there.
This is turn 12.
Ah, I love to watch Mark get his elbows down.
Almost stopped it there, though.
Yeah.
Turn 12.
But he didn't.
Yeah,
That's the thing about Mark. He recovers so well. I mean, he's got his elbow and his knee down, and then it bobbles, the back end starts to go, and yet he still recovers. He's brilliant.
He is quite good at...
Quite good?
Yes. I'm just trying to
Waking
figure
everybody up there.
I'm trying to figure out something with Quartararo here.
Yeah, Marc Marquez is quite good.
Yes, he is quite good.
Quite good. Like Lewis Hamilton is quite good, not the greatest of all time.
I'm sorry, but this is...
Are
we comparing drivers now?
No.
Okay, you want to compare riders? Rossi.
I was going to say, I mean, Rossi and a certain 80-year-old.
Quartararo goes second with a 1:58.388. There we are.
Yeah, I mean, Rossi was the greatest of all time, and before them, there was the other one.
Got two daughters
the
now,
one with the silver hair. What's he called?
Are you talking about Lorenzo?
No, I used to watch him as a kid.
Well, I don't know.
He still turns up at virtually all the races.
I'm not sure.
He's about 80 years old.
I've got an image in my head of what he looks like, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, that's what I am as well.
Just can't figure it out. Mark is... Let's talk about the placements of the riders currently, because Mark is currently in 8th place. He's seeming to do quite well on this last sector time, but he's still 2.5 tenths down. And I don't get why he is going so slowly. I mean, it's halfway through the session. He does a personal best of 1:58.876, but he's still 5.5 tenths down almost.
Yeah, obviously, is that Davio?
Which one?
Just talking to Marquez's.
I don't know. I don't think.
Yeah, he's just talking to Marquez's dad. They were pointing something out, and I think it was the same as what you would, because they were looking at the timing screens.
Yeah, he's not doing
I think
well.
I think it's one of those things where he's got a lot of confidence, but he's had a few little niggles, and of which the one we saw 2 minutes ago was the worst. He's pushing his bike like you do in practice. He's pushing it to the limit, but I don't think he feels that the temperature is enough at the moment for him to ride a perfect lap.
I agree. I don't think that it's the right conditions for it. And D'Antonio is about to cross the line and goes third with a 158.399. And yeah, the conditions just really aren't.
Espargaro was like the same, wasn't he, Alish?
He's here right now.
He could read the. He could read a track and really well and understand where you could push, where you can't, the things you could try at different things. I was surprised, that he didn't do as better in his career as he because he had a great technical brain on him.
Yeah, but
I think that's why he did win a race. His trouble was he just couldn't count the laps.
I think it's his bikes.
Do you remember that?
Really the problem.
Was it his own home Grand Prix?
I don't know.
In one of the Spanish tracks, was it Jerez? Jerez, where he thought it was the end of the race, but still had a lap and a half to go.
Oh, I vaguely do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he slowed down a lot, and then he lost the lead.
You see, if this was Formula One, right, which is like sitting in a space rocket.
Oh, and Vinales is
Formula One.
speeding up.
Everything's on the dials and on the little screen. You can change the modes and things like that. You could.
Vinales goes top with a 158.342. That is 2 thousandths of a second faster than Bezzecchi's time. First one to do that all of the session being Bezzecchi. Though I'll pass back to you in a minute. Though Mia goes top with a 158.301. That is 46 thousandths of a second faster than Vinales' time. And I've just seen D'Antonio go to the top, but immediately his time has been rescinded. I'm guessing that is for track limits. Yeah, lap time cancelled for track limits. Oh, and the happiness of the team and then the disappointment that follows. Continue.
Thank you for handing back.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say was that you get so much information on a Formula One steering wheel, right? You even get the sector times when you up or down on your best lap, what lap you're on if you're in a race, and I know it's a distraction. I know again Gavin and them have spoken about this, right? And Susie, that it was a distraction to have more information on these digital readout screens that they have now, right? It is a distraction because you've got to look down at them. But honestly, if it only had a lap counter, that would never have happened for Alish.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely would have he probably would have won that race if he had actually seen.
You see, in the old days, they used to they could put the lap on the thing that they hold out on the pit wall.
Yeah, they should still do that, to be honest. I mean, if they don't have the access to things, they should do that.
They still, I mean, when Quartararo had his problem with his radio and transponder a few races ago, they had to use the pit board again.
I mean, I think it works quite better.
I think they use the pit boards mainly now to just tell them that the gap between the one behind and them.
So this is how much is between you both.
Yeah.
Speed up or slow down.
If it's a large gap, like Mark had a few races ago, and he was basically told to slow down a bit
Yeah.
by them telling him that he'd got such a big gap.
It's like, you don't need to push this much anymore. You're going to wear your tyres out.
But I don't believe this should have radio.
No, I think it would definitely be too much of a distraction.
It's not like,
I mean, imagine
it's
going
not
around
like
a
four
corner.
wheels, is it?
Yeah. Imagine going around a corner on a motorbike and then all of a sudden someone's in your ear. You'd be like, ah!
Well, there's quite a few Formula One drivers who have crashed because all of a sudden they've got somebody shouting in their ear on the corner.
Oh, quickly, this is Disson turning around turn 14, getting his lap time cancelled, and that is way off of the track. And yeah, I remember people like Kimi Räikkönen saying, please don't talk to me.
Did you?
Racing. That
was so close, as Ivan just said.
Yeah.
Right, that was so close because he clipped the line, the painted line, with not one but both his wheels.
Yeah.
So, you know, that just totally changes the grip.
It really does. It's a shame because he would have gotten first. He would have been top of the session, but at least to still have the chance of going into Q2.
It's even worse, isn't it? When it rains, it's bad when it's colder, like cooler. It's not cold, it's cooler and windy today at Silverstone. But when it rains,
it's unpredictable.
Whether you're on two wheels or four wheels, when you hit those lines, it's a different grip. There's less grip on the painted lines.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get.
So, if you've got a front wheel that's hitting the paint in the wet, and a rear wheel that's not, you could lose the front end. And if you've got all of them like Espargo just did, Elise, we've been talking about him. He thinks if that was when it was raining bad, then you would have this situation where you could easily lose the back or the front end at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, that would just be really... that would be really bad to do. And that is the 42.
It's Bezzecchi.
Yeah. Going past his old teammate.
It Digi?
No, it was Bezzecchi going past Morbidelli.
Morbidelli, yeah.
Pretty sure they were teammates at one point, or at least Morbidelli replaced him. It's one of the two. I think it was a replacement.
At some time, I think they were up at the farm, weren't they?
Yeah.
Doing racing together in VR 46 lot.
Yeah, but you can see he kind of impeded him because he almost crashed into the side of him. He did say sorry immediately, just like sorry, but just like damage is done. Quartararo replay. What did he do? That camera is very like, why is there a shadow of him right behind him? It's like astigmatism but via a camera. And
I think it's the sun shining on the camera lens.
Yeah.
And in slow motion, you get in a drift. That's good. I like that picture.
Yeah, I like it.
I liked it. It's a bit like the shadow, the shadow cars when they're using the touch screen on Formula One.
Yeah. Do you know those pictures where you look at this way and it's one picture and this way another one? It was kind of like
it was like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And you could actually see
3D, I think they're called.
Yeah. Joshua has one in the garage.
Has he?
Yeah. It's of a car from F1. So with that, you could actually see the air moving past Quartararo.
You could see the Aero devices working.
You could see how it was working.
Yeah.
Oh. Stewards say incident involving 72 Bezzecchi and 21 Morbidelli currently under investigation. So
for that's impeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got it right. It was Morbidelli. It wasn't it wasn't Digi at all.
Yeah, because I think Digi's at a different part of the track. I think he's
Oliveira's dropped down to 21st.
Yeah, Oliveira, who has not long since returned from recovery, I believe.
Acosta as well has dropped to 3 places in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that'll be because of like Miller.
Yeah. Do you reckon the track is getting worse or better?
I would say.
Yeah, in other words, is it cooler or are the tyres warming up, and the amount of traction from the amount of rubber that's now down is making it faster?
I'd say it's a mix. I'd say, like you think, there's a lot of traction out on the track. I mean, they have that. But I don't think that the weather conditions are improving. That was almost a drop, I feel, for Marquez.
Ditchy's doing so well in 5th, isn't he?
Yeah.
Alex Rings in 6th. Pedro Acosta's now gone back up into the 7th place on that last lap. So it maybe was just he was just getting ready to make another run.
Yeah, it could have been on a slow lap, because sometimes they are known to do their opening laps on the pit lane and then doing a slow lap to kind of warm up the tyres. But
Doesn't that look a beautiful windy day?
It does.
As Joshua said, was it Beckett's where this morning there was a crosswind, Maggots and Beckett's?
I'm imagining it might still be there, but no one has gone down there yet. 17 minutes left of the session currently. Mir is still top of the session with a 1:58.301, but Marc Marquez is currently 3 tenths ahead of the time, and that's Marc, that is. So he's predicted to top the session with Rins going in 2nd, I believe.
Little history, this is an airfield in the Second World War that was in 1950 changed into a racetrack for the very first British Grand Prix in Formula 1. And things like Maggots and Beckett's and things like that are to do with the area that's around the villages of Silverstone and Stowe. You know, Stowe is Stowe School.
Yeah.
You know, Abbey is because there used to be an abbey on that site.
Fun fact, I always have felt like Maggots and Beckett's would be a good name for a butcher's.
Can you imagine? This is, you know, it's one of those circuits that's got so much history. You know, it's like Monza, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Just quickly, Marc Marquez has gone top with 1:57.866 with Rins in 2nd, but Zarco is on course to exactly match Marc Marquez's time if he can just keep on the pace, and predicted to probably go either 1st or 2nd, given he is exactly matching his time. Marc's doing better than Zarco goes top with a 1:57.741. That is.
And Marc's what, nearly a 10th underneath that time, so he might go top.
Yeah, it's like a battle between the two of them. I mean, Zarco takes it, and then immediately Marc takes it right back. Though that was
1800ths of a second lower at the moment after 3 sectors of the 4 sectors. Rins 700ths up. Marquez goes top, 1:57.705 as we just predicted. As it's on this, all the details are on the screen. We only have 2 monitors in this particular commentary box.
Yeah, and one of them is the TV screen we're looking at, and then I'm having to go really close to this, so I do apologise for that. And then look at the extremely tiny text. Let's look. There's still a 37% chance of rain, and air temperature is 19 Celsius and ground is 36, so it's not that high. Most of them are on softs and medium, so I think everyone has chosen to go on soft rears, so that could be
yeah, that would give you a lot more traction, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Bastianini has just moved up. into... I've lost him. Where has he gone?
Who? Bastianini?
Yeah, there he is, 18th. I was looking for him and I just couldn't see him. Ralph Fernandez passes Binder for 14th. 13 minutes left of the session. Currently, D'Antonio, finally! Digi
goes top.
Yeah, 157.699. So,
we're having a few good laps with 13 minutes to go. It's really getting a lot more grippier out there for them. Do you think we'll increase this time? Get it down a bit more?
I think we will.
What, a 56 or a 55?
56. It's too windy out there for a 55. Quartararo goes 4th. Bagnaia is not doing that well. Getting a lot of times coming up here, about to. And we're about to cross the line. So I can see it like a couple of seconds ahead. Morbidelli goes 10th, immediately taken over. And Bezzecchi goes 6th. And
Bagnaia's just gone 7th.
Not as good as a run for Bagnaia as he usually has.
No, but it just gets him in that top 10, doesn't it? But
yeah.
Can he stay there for the next 12 minutes with the track speed?
I am not sure whether he will be able to.
No, you don't look like him.
I'm not sure whether he'll be able to stick with it. He is doing a personal best right now, but I don't think he'll manage to stay in 6th position. Vinales right now is
love that style.
He's done a fastest sector 1 and he's doing a personal best sector 4.
It's as if he's
gone 6th. Vinales has.
I love to watch Vinales going around corners and the way he seems to be pushing the back end down. I know he's not, but it's his riding style.
It's very assertive of I have control of the bike.
I think he's unique the way he rides. I just think he's different to all the others.
I must admit, Vinales is quite fun to watch riding the bike.
Entertaining.
Yeah. Well, Mia goes into 5th with a 1 at 57.990. And Jack Miller goes 4th with a 157.860. And a lot of them are doing 0.
He's having a better finish than he had a start, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And I'm glad that he's managed to get back up again because he hasn't had the greatest of times.
I think he's on his spare bike, don't you?
Yeah, and I just... Say that again.
They have 2 bikes, whereas Moto2 and Moto3 don't.
I think this is definitely a better bike for him. Bezzecchi has just gone fastest.
Moto2 don't have 2 bikes, do they?
I don't know.
Moto3 don't.
157.667. I think Moto2 might do because of the wet races. So Bezzecchi goes top with a 32 thousandths of a second faster. 10 minutes left to go of the session. And I don't know what happened just then because about 3 of them went on the side.
That final corner is causing a lot of people to slip that back end a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, and they did it all at the same time, so they're all just like, what just happened? I'm beginning to think one of them did it and they others
It's like the track just before that is giving them too much confidence, and then they're overdoing it and just going too fast and taking that corner too wide, and then just having to correct themselves just slightly.
Yeah, they're just
pushing them to the limit. That's what it's all about.
They're overestimating themselves. What? Why are you putting your hand up? Which one was that? Who?
Was he saying sorry?
He was either saying sorry or red, or that he has a problem.
He's the bike. He got a problem with his bike.
I think he might have a problem with his bike. I want to say that was Vinales as well. It looked like his colours.
It might just be that he thought he was impeding him and just said sorry.
But hold on, let's
I mean, look at the wings on the back of that bike of Alex Marquez. Things have changed so much. There's all the Aero. It's gone very, very Formula One-ish, hasn't it?
It has.
MotoGP.
It has made it quite... I think it made it a bit faster.
Well, yeah, that's the point of the Aero, I suppose.
So, I just say, I think it was Vinales who put his hand up. I think he does have a problem with the bike. So I think he's immediately gone into the pit lane.
Morbidelli's gone into the pits.
Yeah. Morbidelli's stuck there, remember? Because he crashed out.
Yeah, it just for some reason they just put on the timing tower. They just put him as going in the pits. Well, I just thought he was already there.
I think they should just put out.
Well, no, because if you can repair the bike quickly enough, get the tape out.
Well, I don't think it's going to be out in this session, and that's a lot.
I love it in touring cars when they get the tape out. And there was one recently, I think it was at Brands, where he virtually had no wing, and they just put lines of gaffer tape over where the wing should be.
Oh my!
You know, just to keep the light in place with its last bit of carbon fibre. Yeah, it was funny, that was. Anyway, 7 minutes to go. Bsky leads the timing tower with a 1:57.667.
I'd be nervous if someone was
Digi, who's had a great practice session, he's in second place, 300th behind. Marc Marquez is 3.8 behind, 0.038 behind. Zarco follows him, Quartararo, and I think they're all going to go out now because it's coming up to the time where you could have one last good lap.
Yeah.
And then I believe that they have the practice starts, don't they, after this?
Yes, I believe that they do, and 6 of them are coming out.
Sylvain doesn't like the practice starts, and neither does Neil Hodgson.
I'm iffy on them. I think sometimes it can be good, but sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. Alex Marquez tops the session with a 1:57.613, 54 thousandths of a second faster than Bsky's time. Did
you see the ride height there?
The ride. Oh, I hate the ride height device.
Alex's rear of his bike clearly went up a couple of inches then.
It's a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare of a ride height device. I mean, imagine if he was on his fastest lap then and going around a corner. Probably would have fallen.
It's just like an electronic version of dampers, isn't it? You know, just the big springs that you used to have on bikes.
It annoys me. I mean, Quartararo had such a terrible time with it near the start of the season. Still does. Here's a replay of the pit lane. What's happening here? Is that Mark?
Yeah, it doesn't look tall enough to be the other one.
Bagnaia. Does he have Mark?
I think that's Bagnaia, yeah.
There he is. There's Bagnaia. Was it Bagnaia I was seeing? It must have been.
I think they both came in at that time on that particular replay.
Yeah, I think they did. Don't know why we were getting a replay of that. I mean,
I do.
Bagnaia was fiddling with something.
Please, miss, I do.
What?
They're swapping the bikes for the ones with the ride height devices set up.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. And here is
so they can do these
gang.
Practice starts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them came out of the pit lane at the same time.
Yeah. Gavin just told me that.
Look at the absolute... None of them, if they are all together still by the time they do their fast runs, none of them are going to improve. Well, maybe if one at the start will, but they're all just going to get in each other's way.
The turbulent air behind, destroy most of the ride of the effects of those wings.
Yeah, the dirty air will just get to them.
Usually when you pass, you need to be in clear air, don't you?
Yeah.
unless you're a certain person who rides underneath people and just pushes them over. We're not mentioning who that is.
Right, Miller is estimated at 5th position. Mark is actually estimated to be in 1st position. Where is Mark on? Well, he's not at the start of the pack. I think he's 4th in. Oh, and
it's that Digi going off onto the...
Morbidelli, actually.
It's Morbidelli, and he's gone off and had to go through the little... it's supposed to be cones, but they're not. They're square blocks, aren't they?
They have to be square blocks, otherwise it's go everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Miller goes second with a 157.642, and that was a bad thing for Morbidelli, unfortunately.
So less than 3 minutes left, Meg,
yeah,
of this practice session. It's gone quite fast, really.
Yeah, it has relatively, especially since this one always seems to drag a bit.
Well, the only relatives on there are the 2 Marquez brothers. If we're relatively...
Well, let's just double check.
Well, yeah, there's only one Espargaro out there, isn't there?
Yeah, true. And Marini doesn't have Rossi with him.
No, that's true.
And Augusto's brother has... Well, not Augusto. Augusto has left, and his brother, I think, is in one of the lower classes. And
Yeah, Motor 2,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
You're talking about the Fernandez brothers, aren't you?
Yeah.
What?
Because there's a lot of Fernandezes, but only 2 are related.
And two of them come from the same town, but are not related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Quartararo goes top with a 1:57.342. That is 2.5 seconds. No, not 2.5 seconds. 2.5 tenths, sorry. Faster than Alex Marquez's time.
Bagnaya's 500ths adrift of the fastest time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to improve on this.
He's not really doing amazingly.
So Bagnaia could actually have to go through Q2.
Oh, do you know what? We probably will.
Yeah, to get to Q1 or...
Well, let's just see. He's doing personal best, but Brad Binder has just done a fastest Sector 1. And Marc Marquez is currently 78 thousandths down on the time that Quartararo did. So I'd mention that quickly. He's estimated 4th position. He'll get like 3rd or 2nd at least.
Yeah, but Zarco and Digi are doing so well, and so is Johan Mir. Oliveira has come up from... We was only saying about 10-15 minutes ago how far Oliveira was down. He was 17th, 18th position. Now he's 9th.
Yeah, I mean, I think
so he's managed to pull a good lap out.
Here comes all the new lap times.
This is when the timing screen, the timing tower, starts going like it's a piano.
Yeah. Marc Marquez goes 4th. Bagnaia goes 7th, and I believe that was Zarco going 8th. And
15 seconds to go before the checkered flag.
Before it falls.
Acosta is dropped to 14th.
Whew. Though he has 2 personal best sector times, so he might scrape a 10th, but unlikely.
Yeah, he's
so
6/10 behind.
Binder has the fastest Sector 1 and personal best in Sectors 2 and 3, so Brad Binder is more likely to
I think Pedro's in Q2.
Acosta scrapes by in 10th.
1:57.865 for Pedro Acosta.
That was 52 thousandths of a second close. Right close to him and Mir right now. So Marc Marquez 60 thousandths of, well, 600ths of a second faster than, that was Alex as well, faster than Quartararo currently. So can he overtake
I loved
him?
Pedro in the lower class formulas.
Yellow.
Yeah, he was so fantastic.
Oh, don't tell me who it's who I think it is. Marc Marquez, no, Alex Marquez. Yeah, Alex Marquez goes top with a 1:57.295. But who is it? Who is the yellow? I think I already know who it is. Don't tell me I'm right. Don't tell me I'm right. Don't tell me I'm right.
You're right.
One, I want to see.
I think it was an off that where he didn't go down. I think he just ran over the gravel.
No, there's still a yellow out there.
I thought the yellow were gone.
I think it's Bastianini. Oh, it's gone now, whatever yellow it was. I want to see what happened in that.
Here's Josh.
What's happened?
Someone went down, but they never showed who. And I think it was Bastianini.
Well, who hasn't taken the checkered flag? Raul Fernandez, going to Salvadori. No, there's Salvadori, so Raul Fernandez hasn't.
They're still moving.
Raul hasn't taken the checkered flag. Everybody else has registered as taking it.
And Raul has... He's at last sector.
It's Raul.
Yeah, he must have gone straight into a pit lane after he crashed.
Does it register as him in the pit lane?
No.
Bagnaia's in the pits. Iagura was, but Iagura, by the way, is taking
Here it says that Raul did pass it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Just quickly on Iagura, he's having... Yeah, just quickly on Iagura, he's having a few things changed over. By the way, and he's been medically, after his fall, in practice well, so he's being medically checked over.
What happened to his leg?
Sorry.
We noticed he was limping bad.
Yeah, he's gone to the medical centre and he will be reviewed before the next session.
Because he had a magnificently bad crash this morning.
Yeah, I missed that, but I did see. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it was high side.
It was one of those.
It was the way his leg landed.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's a landing.
Like he's trying to do a cartwheel.
The bike's okay, it looked like.
Oh, I see. Well, that kind of explains it then a little bit.
Right, I'm gonna quickly talk through the timings. Right, through to Q2 is Alex Marquez, who did a 157.295. Quartararo came in second with a, I don't know what that is because it's not allowing me to see. But then also through to Q2 is Jack Miller, Marc Marquez, Bezzecchi, D'Antonio, Bagnaia, Zarco, Rins and Aldeguer. Those who are into Q1 are Acosta, Mir, Oliveira, Vinales, Morbidelli, Marini, Binder, Bastianini, Raul Fernandez, Salvadori, Aleix Spargo, Shantra, and if he's declared medically fit, which I presume he will be, Iagura, who did not take part in this session.
Mark again. Only fourth so fastest in this session. That's going to be a surprise.
In fairness to him, did you put up a lot of fight?
I'm going with Alex actually. So
Yeah.
Digi went top at one point about 10-15 minutes ago.
Yeah, but then also, technically he went twice, didn't he? But he had one taken away from him.
I'll stay with you on that one then. I was here to say you've got to go off because I need that time. I've got 30 seconds before F1 go off.
Okay, so thank you for watching.
Thanks, bye.
We'll see you later.
See you later. Join the other channels. Goodbye.